If I have, 1 hour time, that is 60 minutes of time, I'll use 55 minutes in creating a wonderful question on that. And the remaining 5 minutes, I'll look out for a solution. So in order to create or in order to resolve any problem that we have in life, the first thing we should learn is to create a wonderful question out of it. Once we have the right questions, automatically we get the right solutions. Most of the times, we don't create right questions. That is the reason why we don't get right answers. For example, let me narrate a simple incident from my experience. I had some issues with my daughter's health, and I was so scared when she was young. So it took me a lot of time in order to come out of that. I couldn't even come out of that. I was struggling every day, every minute, I was not in balance. So I did not know how to resolve that exactly. At one point, I got a question in my mind, that is, what is the worst case that can happen to her? What is the worst thing that can happen to her? So I just wanted to speak with the doctor. I went to the doctor and just asked the same question. Doctor said that in worst case, we might have to go for transplanting kidney. So once doctor gave the answer, I was totally free. I never regretted or I never worried for it, later. Because I had to take care of things, that's it. So she was responding for medicine. If she's not responding, and the worst case I have to go with is replacement of a kidney, that's it. So I got myself prepared and started working on doing the remaining things. So when you have the right questions in life, automatically we create right solutions. And without right questions, we cannot create right solutions. So my enhancement or the change what I've brought in my life, it all started when I made a decision to organize question answer sessions. So until and unless I was not challenging my mind with wonderful questions, I could not see a lot of change in my thinking. But once I started challenging my mind with not only the questions I have, but the questions from most of my students, so then I really started changing my thinking to a greater extent. Now I'm going to find some solutions in a very short time. So every time I encounter a challenge in my life, immediately my mind comes up with a solution. So it thinks in a manner wherein I can resolve any challenge comfortably. I experienced it, and I'm celebrating the happiness what I'm getting out of that. So I wish everyone to experience the same, because it's good. That's it. So all I want to tell in this initial discussion is this. First, get strong in creating right questions. Without creating right questions, I don't think that, we can enhance our thinking greatly. Without enhancing our thinking greatly, we cannot come with right conclusions. When we don't form right conclusions, we don't have right knowledge to implement in order to solve the challenges what we are facing in life. So we need to enhance our thinking greatly, and that can happen only through right questions. It was not an easy thing for me to develop creating right questions. It's like one of my students asked me to create questions on life, and I took up the challenge. I was asked to create at least 100 questions every day. So I just did not believe that I can create 100 questions. But I used to get up in the morning around 4 or 4:30, sit with a notebook and start thinking what questions can I write. Initially I used to get only 3-4 questions. But slowly I realized that, okay, 2 hours of time is not enough. So I used to get up at 3:30 and sit with a book in my hand. Probably it added some more questions. Then I felt that even that time is not enough. So I used to get up by 2:30 and start writing questions. And that slowly multiplied my question number. I was creating 20, 30 questions initially. But later I've come to a stage wherein I could create even 100, 140 questions in one day. So I used to take different topics and start coming up with writing questions. And in the process, I've got revealed myself to many truths. See, I had a lot of questions in my mind initially. I was not getting answers for all that. But questions only gave me answers. I heard this statement somewhere, or I read it in a book, that questions are answers. Even there is one book which says questions are answers. So I never used to get a conclusion out of that, how questions become answers. But later I could realize that questions are answers. And most of the questions gave me answers for it. For example, I've read a statement of Gautama Buddha which says that we are the universe expressing itself for a while. So I had a big question in myself, okay, how can we become the universe? How universe has become something like us. For example, how universe became Venu, and how universe is moving on this earth for a short while as Venu. I never could relate, okay, universe with a body, with life, like Venu or any other organism on this earth. But in the process of writing questions, I could find answer for that. I could get that realization. And I got a lot of proofs that yes, we are the universe, and the universe is expressing itself for a while. Later when I came to know that, okay, our universe does not only just constitute the solar system, some stars, sun, moon and all. There are some millions of solar systems like this in this huge galaxy. Then I had to believe my expressions. So questions are answers. When we have the right questions, okay, then we create something wonderful out of it. So just you too try asking some good questions for yourself. So what is that I'm going to do for a better future? How do I want my future to be? So what should I do every day in order to create a wonderful future? Where am I going? So the best question what I really started enjoying these days is, how can I add value to people? Who can I add value to? How can I add value to? So every minute since the time I get up in the morning, okay, I think about only one thing. How can I add value to people? And who can I add value to? If there are someone in front of me, I'll think of adding value to them by communicating some useful knowledge. If not, I try to update my knowledge and get myself ready in order to add some value to people. I don't think there is a greater job than adding some value for ourselves and adding that value to everyone around us, because our mission is to make this world a better place to live in. And we are working on it. So we can't do everything in order to make this world a better place to live in, because God has given us probably two abilities. One, making people communicate in English, and the other one is, okay, making people understand what life is, how it operates. Something we can just put it in one word as life skills. So I'm just trying to do my best in that in order to add some value to people. That's it. Okay, fine. Let's get started with questions. So I have the first question with me. I just would like to come up with some answers with the help of God. I never feel that I'm speaking something because I don't know what to exactly speak every time a question comes to me. But I clearly realize that God has already planned everything and He has answers for everything. He knows exactly what is to be communicated, when it is to be communicated, how it is to be communicated, where it is to be communicated. And that automatically expresses out. All we need to have is patience. So wait for the time to come wherein our mind instructs it and our tongue expresses it. It's all a magic if you can observe it carefully. So I hope the God within me makes me express the right answers through this. So the first question is it's from Tulsi. Thank you so much, Tulsi, for this question. How does this nature speak with us? So we have two things about our nature. So nature is how we live our life. That is our nature. We'll have certain principles. We will have certain benchmarks. And certain people respond and behave in certain manner because that is their nature. For example, I love to make other people happy. In order to see the happiness in the other person, I would try to even sacrifice most of my things. I don't mind troubling myself in order to see that happiness in the minds of others. So that was my nature. Probably that nature drew me into challenges, and that nature gave me some wonderful students and friends and relations in my life. So we need to keep observing, how our nature is, how do we respond with that, that's it. And coming to the other side of it, nature is nothing but the life around us, the universe around us. I think if you have just watched Adi Shankaracharya movie, a person tries to, Srihari I think, he tries to communicate with Shankaracharya about this. If you just observe this universe, it's quite peaceful, it's calm. It is the same from millions of years. So, but man is not like that. Just because man has a mind, he's so confused with thoughts. He has different kinds of aspirations, different thoughts which are driving different desires. And the desires are making human beings to run in different directions, wherein they don't know what exactly they want out of it. What is that they are going to create out of that also? But mind is the thing which is creating the biggest havoc in the lives of people these days. But nature too has a mind, but it is not using its mind to create all kinds of nonsense and trouble itself. It is in peace. See, every time you get into nature, it can be a field or it can be a water body, a river or a pond or a lake. It can be a forest. It can be an area with a lot of plantation. Even it can be a garden or anything that is growing, that's not grown by a human being, but which has grown by itself. Let's consider that as nature. So every time you get into a nature, you experience peace. Automatically your mind becomes calm. You will not get any kind of thoughts in your mind. You will not be having any kind of feelings or any kind of emotional expressions, So when you sit with people around, when you sit at home or when you sit in a business place or in a place where you are doing a job or something related to it, your mind has a lot of thinking going on in it. You come up with different thought process. You execute different directions of thinking, and automatically whatever the mind thinks, that must be expressed emotionally, So what happens if the mind is thinking in a positive manner, we experience a positive emotion. But if the mind is thinking in a negative manner, automatically we experience negative emotions. So negative emotions attract more negative ideas, more negative circumstances, and multiply negative emotions more. So experiencing negative emotions, life becomes a hell. Like we are not happy or we are not comfortable with that. But when the mind is thinking in a positive direction, automatically we experience positive emotions like happiness, peace, balance, joy, bliss, based on the kind of thoughts that we experience within our mind. But I don't think that human beings are experiencing a lot of great thoughts these days. If man is experiencing good thoughts, and because of the good thoughts, okay, he is experiencing good emotions, then life is a wonderful journey. But man is coming up with different kinds of thoughts because he has a lot of desires, okay, which we created. Like, let me explain one simple concept, okay, so that you can understand all this. The world runs on money. So people strongly believe that if they have money, they have everything in life. So right from a small child to an old person, okay, who is just going to die, will have one desire. He gets up in the morning, thinks about making some money, goes to bed, thinking that tomorrow he'll add some more money to his pocket. So his focus totally will be towards money. So everyone is desirous of making money. They are giving all their time in earning money. In the process, what is happening is the corporate world or the business world is creating such an atmosphere in this society wherein every want, understand this very clearly, every want is being represented to people as a need. So when every want is represented to people in a manner that is a need in order to lead his life, so people are thinking about fulfilling that wants, thinking that they are needs. See, ultimately what we need in life is, we need some relations. That we get it free of cost. So with relations, we need to share our feelings, emotions, happiness, love, sorrow, suffering. These are all free. That doesn't cost us anything. Like when you want to spend some time with someone saying that I want to share some communication with you, nobody says that it is chargeable. You need to spend some money. No, relations, affections, okay. Like the time what you spend with your mother, father, sisters, friends, all your loved ones, okay, that is the best thing what you can get, and that is free, okay. And we need oxygen in order to survive because breathing has a lot of importance in life. You can choke yourself, okay, without breathing for a short duration of time, probably 1 minute or 90 seconds, then you will understand how tough it is without breathing. So breathing is the most important thing, and that needs oxygen, and that is being generated free of cost in this earth. So this universe has created a wonderful outcome wherein there is a mutual benefit between human beings and plants. So plants come up with oxygen and they take the carbon dioxide. There is an exchange that is being done. So that is blessed in this universe. And we need some food, okay? And food is being there on this earth. Probably when we want a desirous food, okay, that I want to eat biryani or something like that, then it is a problem. But if not, okay, there is a lot of greenery that is available. When man can spend a small time, okay, on cultivating what he wants, okay, he can cultivate plants. And it is not costly even, okay, he can cultivate anything because he just needs some seeds. So once he plants them, okay, he gets the crop and he can start eating it and surviving. So food is also easy to produce, okay, that doesn't need a lot of money in order to cultivate. See, when you want to commercialize something and make money out of it, okay, then you need a big land, you need to cultivate, you have to come up with pesticides, all these things. But in order to survive, if at all, if you want to eat, okay, I don't think that you need all this because Many people grow vegetables in their gardens and they eat it, okay? That is not costly. They are not investing anything in that. So we need food that is also given free of cost in this universe. There is a process through which we can generate that food. There's no big deal in that. And probably we need some shelter, we need some education in order to lead a comfortable life. This needs a bit of money. And with that education, we need to create some work. And that work should give us some money so that we can keep fulfilling our needs. But people, like as Mahatma Gandhi said, okay, God can also fulfill our needs, but not our greeds. It is not possible even for God to fulfill our greeds. He can only fulfill our needs. So people are so desirous, they compare with someone and they think that that fellow is having a big house, I need to have a big house. That fellow is having a lot of jewelry, I need to have a lot of jewelry. That fellow has a car, I need to have a car. That fellow has a big job, I need to have a big job. That whatever the job is, okay, ultimately you want to make some money in order to feed your tummy, okay? You just want to feed your stomach and you need a shelter to stay in and you need some good relations to go with. Based on the job, based on the money what you are earning, I don't think relations come in life. Relations come with developing positive qualities in you. So when you are honest, when you are sincere, when you are courageous, when you are kind, when you are compassionate, okay, when you are lovable, when you have some integrity within you, and when you have developed some good qualities within you, automatically you will be blessed with good number of relations. And that quality is what you develop, build relations. And relations are the most important things. Recently, there was a longest research that happened in Harvard University, wherein, they took 75 years to do this research. Till now, there was no research, which was done for more than 75 years. This is the first time, they have done it. In that research, all they wanted to discover was only one thing, how can a man be happy? What is the most important thing, for man to be happy? And in that research, so people think it's money, position, power, status, dignity, luxury, comfort, lot of things, but they came to discover that it is not all this which makes a man happy, but good relations make a man happy. But in order to build good relations, first you have to become a good human being. Without being a good human being, how can you build good relations? It's never possible, So no one is trying to become a good human being today. When he is not trying to become a good human being, I don't think that, he can build good relations. And every valuable thing, you say, whatever it is, the affection of a mother, I think it's the costliest thing what a man can experience in his life, what a child can experience or what a man can experience. And that is free of cost. The care and concern what a father gives. See, you can never find a person working so dedicatedly for any organization, though he is paid a lot of money. But a father does for his child. He dedicates all his life. He gets up in the morning and starts working till night in order to see the future of his children to a greater extent. And that concern is the costliest thing. So it all comes up with good relations. But people are thinking that money is going to resolve things. See, for example, the complete chase of people today is, they want to have a big house. Whatever may be the size of the house, whatever may be the designing they have, whatever may be the interior they have, however may be the luxury in that, ultimately has two purposes in that. Probably he has to eat comfortably, he has to sleep, and he has to get ready in order to go for work. That's it. So these things can be got even in a normal place. We don't need to have an extraordinary thing, in order to have that. So probably the luxury in the bedroom does not get me sleep. What gets me sleep is the balance of mind what I have, the peace what I carry within myself. But definitely it is not the luxury what I create in the bedroom that is going to get sleep for me. See, I think that you may be in the most luxurious place, but what is a guarantee that you can sleep there comfortably? Try to understand this. If you're not getting sleep, however luxurious your platform is, it's of no use. So the biggest things what man need is sleep, hunger. So if he's not feeling hungry, whatever may be the food that is being served to you, you cannot celebrate eating it. The celebration that comes from eating will be an outcome of the hunger what you experience. So without working hard, without doing some productive work from morning to night, okay, I don't think that we get sleep. I don't think that we get that feeling of hunger. So when you are hungry, whatever you eat, you experience it greatly. So slowly I'm trying to make you understand that wants have become needs today. So we can sit in any platform. So it's not the sofa or it's not the luxurious cushion what we have that makes us communicate. It is having the right person in front of us, the one who really loves us, the one who really cares for us, the one who has some value for us. And if that is not there, whatever may be the luxury you create in sitting, I don't think that communication comes in. But people need different kinds of sofas. See, for example, when I just go back to 35, 40 years back, if I just relate my house that was in my village, I don't think that even if I spend 100 crore rupees, okay, I can create a house of that kind. It was a simple house with a thatched roof, with some kind of grass on that. We had some open space. We all used to sleep together. We used to sleep on the floor. We never had something like chairs or cushions. We just had some elevated constructions with bricks and stones, wherein people used to sit on that. Even outside our houses, we had that. But during that time, okay, we had a lot of relations walking into our house, a lot of people spending time with us. Whenever we go out, okay, there were many people who were communicating with us happily. But people have slowly concised into the four walls of a room and just thinking that having costly cushions, costly chairs, costly dining tables, costly beds, costly air conditioners, costly dresses, chappals and all, okay, their life is luxurious and that is going to be a wonderful life. But is all this needed in order to love something on this earth? A mother who gives birth to a child loves most compassionately. But does a child who comes out of the womb of the mother has anything of this kind? Nothing. But still the mother loves the most and cares the most, protects the most. So what exactly we need to build relations is the positive qualities what we have within ourselves. So all we need to do is, first we need to develop a balance in our life. A balance wherein we will be happy internally, peaceful internally. And prosperity is not about making a lot of money. Prosperity is about being satisfied with what we have. So a man who is not satisfied with what he has, I think whatever may be the amount of money he has, it's of no use. Just give me a second. A window's open, I think it's not working. Okay. So just try to understand this. One simple concept which you need to get into this is this. Whatever may be the amount of choices you create in life. So if you think that, okay, if you fulfill this, then I'm going to be happy, and that is not going to be a sign at all, I suppose. It never happens. So we have to keep working, okay. And Probably it's like we think that if I have 10 lakh rupees, I'll be happy. But in the due course, okay, if I get 10 lakh rupees, my mind will start saying that I need 1 crore rupees to be happy. And in the due course, if I get 1 crore, okay, I'll be desiring more. Because the nature of our mind is, it always wants more. It always seeks more. You pick up anything in life, whatever it may be. So whatever you pick up, your mind fights for more. It wants to get more and more in life, that's it. So you just need to observe nature, that nature is always peaceful. Nature is always in balance. Nature is always prosperous. It's happy, or it is satisfied with what it has. And if these qualities can be brought into our human life, wherein human beings start working from morning to night in order to develop that happiness, peace, and prosperity within themselves, then they stay in balance. When they stay in balance, okay, I don't think that we need anything else in life. They chase what people do for different requisites, different wants, is all because of one simple logic. That is, they don't have balance within themselves. So if you're not happy, you have something to suffer. So your suffering makes you run for certain things. If you're not peaceful, then there is a lot of chaos in your mind. You have a lot of confusing thoughts, troubling thoughts, disturbing thoughts. These confusing, disturbing thoughts make you to run after different things. When you're not satisfied with what you have in life, then you start running for different things. All that man is doing from morning to night is just to overcome these three things. But by chasing or by doing or different activities, like for example, a fellow who is in sorrow thinks about celebrating, meeting his friends, attending parties, watching movies, cracking jokes, making fun of someone, and try to create happiness. But how much ever time he spends on that, he is not going to be happy. He can be happy when he can resolve every problem that he has within himself. That is, changing every negative quality into a positive quality. When he is a person who can love everyone on this earth, when he is a person who can look into every positive quality in everything, okay, I think that he doesn't have any issue with anyone, okay. He doesn't have any issue with anything. But the challenge is, he cannot love everyone. He cannot look into the positive qualities of everyone. So he disturbs his peace. He wants the world to be according to his choice because he considers himself good and great. So when he considers himself to be good and great, the influence of ego and arrogance comes in. And these two things will create a lot of havoc in life, wherein there will be a lot of hatred that develops within us. I think that's a bigger concept what I can't take on right now. But one thing is, when we build all the positive qualities, what we need to build within ourselves, it's like Nelson Mandela used to work on 16 positive qualities which every man has to develop. He used to give 1 week time for every positive quality. According to him, the first positive quality that a man has to develop is courage. So he used to work for 1 week on building courage. Next week, he was working on compassion. Next week, he was working on honesty. Next week, he was working on truthfulness. Next week, he was working on, love. So like that, after 16 weeks, again he used to start the next week with developing courage. So he used all his life in transforming himself into such a human being by developing these 16 positive traits. So personally, when he has changed, everything around him changed. And he was in peace. He was in happiness. And he was in prosperity always. He was kept in Robben Islands for 28 years. And he was made to do all kind of tough things. But he never missed his smile. He never got disturbed in himself. He never lost his property in any stage of that. So you can experience any greater person on this earth All these greater people started developing right qualities within themselves, transform themselves into a right human being. So they could be comfortable with people, they could build right relations in people, they could create an impact, add some value. Okay, and that's how they led a wonderful life. All that we need to observe from nature, whatever it is, you look at any bird, you look at any animal, you look at any tree, you look at mountains, you look at river, you look at everything. Okay, see, for example, I read a story yesterday which was saying something like that. A man gets into the sea and he'll be traveling comfortably. Suddenly there will be a huge wave that comes in which throws him off, and the boat gets toiled and he had to swim and come to the seashore with a lot of struggle. After coming to the seashore, the man asked the sea, "Why do you create such waves and create a lot of disturbance? You'll be very calm and peaceful, and we get into you and we start swimming, we start traveling. At some point, okay, you create huge waves and create a lot of disturbance." Then the sea says that, okay, I'm always calm and peaceful. It is the wind that blows through me which makes me create big waves. It is because of the wind I have to create that waves. If that wind is not blowing through me, okay, I don't have an opportunity of creating big waves. I'm always peaceful. Some influence is creating nature to create some kind of disturbances. It's like, you know that, okay, when we are experiencing earthquakes, when we are experiencing volcanoes, when we are experiencing different kind of calamities, okay, like diseases and all, it is just because the nature is being troubled. The nature is being disturbed. If the nature is not disturbed, I think it's not going to come up with any kind of epidemics or pandemics or emergencies. So one thing we can learn from nature is it's always happy, it's always peaceful, it's always prosperous, and we need to develop that because it doesn't have greed. It's with its needs. It's not running after its wants. It's not running after its desires. So it's trying to do its part wonderfully. See, no seed, wherever it is planted, if there is an opportunity for it to grow, it grows. It will not complain whether the land is a comfortable one or not. It does not complain that it is a mountain, there are a lot of rocks in this, it's not possible for me to get water. How can I send my roots deep into this and get water? It never complains, okay. Wherever it is kept, okay, it thinks of creating a plant out of it and creating oxygen or something what the man needs in return. So it always thinks about it. Whatever may be the obstacle that a river gets, it always wants to end up in an ocean. The only destination that the river has is this. Let it get dried up so many times, okay, but it does not stop its route. It will be on its work. So observe anything in this nature. So nothing stops its life. So it just does its work. It keeps doing its work consistently. So they don't have any complaints because they are in peace. They are in happiness. They are in prosperity. I told you prosperity is all about being satisfied with what you have. And if you have that, I think you can have a wonderful life. So understand that the corporate world is showing to you wants as needs. So people are spending all their time from morning to night in order to fulfill that wants. That's all. So if you can understand this concept, and if you can be happy with yourself, if you can be peaceful with yourself, and if you can put yourself in prosperity and balance, then automatically you build relations and you focus on having wonderful needs in your life and lead a beautiful one. So I hope you got some sense, Tulsi, okay? Thank you for that. Good evening, Pyari. How are you doing? I think you must have asked so many times about this question answer session. I had some challenges wherein I couldn't handle this for the last 1 month, I suppose. So we'll try to do it from now, okay? Without fail. So thanks for your question, Pyari. Okay, why do we need a family relations? What is the use of it? Can't we lead life without them? Please tell me about this clearly. See, probably just try to understand this logic. All we need in life is discipline. Okay. What is the best thing that we get out of discipline? We need to understand this. So discipline is leading our life in a manner we need to live. Doing the things which we ought to do and not doing the things which we ought not to do. That's it. So if we are in discipline, then life is in discipline. But in order to set our life into discipline, we need a family. See, let me put it in one sentence, you will get clarity about it. What is the problem with the entire world today? One word, mind. What is the problem with the mind? It's not working for them, it's working against them. That's all. So why did the mind get opposite to them? Why the mind is not working for them, but it's working opposite to them? God has given this mind to us in order to create the life of our choice. So it has to work for us. For example, I recruit someone into my organization and I pay him every month. So automatically they have to work for me. They should not work against me. So God has given mind for us to create everything that we want to create in life. But we are not able to create what we want in life. So why we are not able to create what we want in life? What's making us not to create what we want in life? Just because the mind is working opposite to us. That's it. So everyone knows that it is good to get up early in the morning, but mind does not allow us to do it. We know that it is good to do exercise every day. Mind does not allow us to do it. We know that we need to eat good stuff. It should not be junk, but mind does not allow us to do it. We know that we need to speak truth, but mind does not allow us to do it. We know that we need to be honest in everything, with parents, with everyone around us, but mind does not allow us to do it. So we know that we need to do something productive in order to create our future, but our mind does not allow us to do it. But mind always allows us to do something opposite, but it will not allow us to do the right things. If mind starts doing the right things, if it starts thinking the right way and starts doing the right things, what is the future of everyone in this earth? Just let us presume all the Indians. There may be somewhere about 70% of the youth is there in India. So 70% approximately comes to 100 crore youth. 100 crore youth is there in this country. If everyone's mind is doing the right thing, everyone builds some wonderful skills. Everyone has wonderful abilities. And with that wonderful skills and abilities, okay, we'll become a superpower within just 1 year. We don't need even 1 year, okay? It'll take just 1 month in order to create ourselves as a superpower in this world. But the biggest challenge what we have is, most of the youth is being wasted. See, I think every human being is a resource. A resource which is most powerful than a diamond, gold. Even I can say water, sun, moon. Human resource is more powerful because we can make use of the resource of the sun with our mind. But is our resource being really used greatly? Just imagine when Nadal or Sundar Pichai, they're making around 210 crore every month. 210 crore every month. What an average person is earning in India. If we consider that, it is around 21,000 rupees every month. So what is the difference between 21,000 rupees and 210 crore? It's big, right? Almost 1 lakh times. So he's earning 1 lakh times more than, if it is 5 times or 10 times, it's fine. If it is 1 lakh times, we need to think, right? I'm not comparing with Jeff Bezos, or I'm not comparing with Elon Musk, or I'm not comparing with Mark Zuckerberg, or I'm not comparing with Ambani's or different people who are making a lot of money, like 500 crores or 1,000 crores every day. But I'm just comparing with an employee who is working for an organization as CEO, when he's getting around 210 crore every month, okay, and we are able to, most of the Indians are able to make only 221,000 rupees every month, okay, and the variation is almost 1 lakh times. So we need to think about it. Man is not becoming a resource. So man is not becoming a resource because their mind is not working according to them. So just let us take a common question for every youth that is there. Everyone knows that there is no use of watching TV. That is all for the retired people or the people who work a lot from morning to evening. They just want to relax for some time and they come for it. So just try to understand that there is no use of watching TV. There is no use of playing games on mobile. There is no use of chit-chatting. There is no use of talking about others. There is no use of watching serials. There is no use of meeting out people, okay? There is no use of spending time in parties, pubs and all, okay? But almost most of the time, people are spending on social media with a mobile, just wasting their time with no productive outcome of that. They know that it is of no use, but they're spending all the time on that just because their mind is allowing them to do that, but not something which is wonderful, which is right, which is good. See, if you just keep a book and a mobile in front of a student, okay, I think 99% of the people pick up the mobile but not the book, because the mind is not allowing them to go for it, because mind has a better experience, okay, when they started spending time with a mobile than with a book. So mind motivates them to go with a mobile and they pick up a mobile. Now just try to understand, the mind is not working for them, the mind is working against them. And that's where all the problem is. And why did we get this? Why does this generation especially suffer for this problem, when the mind is working opposite to them? It is just because they're not having a good family relations. They're not having contact with relations. They're not keeping in touch with families. So initially, at least I experienced this, I suppose. When I was a child, I was with around 20 to 30 people in our house, and every elderly person used to dictate what we have to do, and we just used to follow it. In the process, our mind started listening to the instructions that were given. So to make you better understand this, I can put this like this. If you join army, become a soldier, you will be trained in such a manner that you will do anything only after an instruction is passed to you. Whatever the commander says, that is what the soldier does. He will not take individual decisions. His mind is trained in such a manner that he follows instructions. So by commanding him, by like if he has to be in the ground by 7 o'clock, even if 5 seconds pass 7 o'clock, they'll be given some punishments. If they're not doing anything properly, they'll be given punishments. So in the process, they brought their mind into discipline. They brought their minds in such a manner that they follow instructions. So now what happened, okay, they are totally dependent on the commandants. Even they know that if they get into the battle, okay, there is a chance of them dying, because some bullet can pierce into their body, but still they follow the command of the commander. Their mind is tuned in such a discipline, like everyone, if you can just observe almost all the soldiers, okay, what is one quality that is there is discipline. So most of the organizations try to recruit head of the organization who is from a military background, because he has that discipline, okay? Absolute discipline, wherein his mind listens to what he is saying. So that was there in families before, okay? That was there in relations before. They used to insist that this is right and this must be done. This is wrong and this must not be done. And children used to just follow what their parents, teachers, and elders used to say. Because at that time, the only source of information, the only source of knowledge was a teacher, a relation, or a family member. But today, with advancements of knowledge, as knowledge has become an open thing for everyone, so people have got access for knowledge through internet. So they can get whatever the information they want. They're not depending on teachers, they're not depending on relations, they're not depending on family members. They're not following all these people, they're following information from internet. When they're getting the content what they don't know from the internet, they feel that they know everything. So in the process, they are not listening to their parents, they are not listening to their relations, they are not listening to their teachers, they are not caring for them. But in the process, they are making their minds to work against them. And that is how the corporate world is making use of these minds and becoming prosperous. As they don't have control on their mind, as their instructions are not being implemented, what exactly is happening today is people's minds are captured by someone else and they are using their minds for their benefit, not for the benefit of themselves. No one is using his mind for his benefit, but he is using his mind for the benefit of someone else and just getting happy with the minimum benefit is getting out of that. So with family, see, like I can say one thing that like when I had to make a decision about my career or my father, because my mother passed away around 20 years back. So at that time, I was looking out for some good career in Hyderabad or something like that. When it was to make a decision to stay with my father or leave my father here and go for my career building, I just choose to stay with my father. As I choose to stay with my father, I could put myself in discipline. Because I've put myself in discipline, I could avoid 90% of the mistakes what I could have done if I was not with my father in my life. So today, I feel proud that I choose to be with my father, and because of my father I could be in discipline, because there is someone in the family who is going to question me and I must be disciplined. That made me a better person. So there are a few mistakes what I've done, okay? And that mistakes sometimes torture me. Like I'll get one question in my mind, okay, why did I do this? Gosh, if I don't do this, okay, I would be the happiest person on this earth. But with my father at home, being in discipline, when I could do some nonsense at least in my life, when we are not having someone to control us, when we are not having someone to dictate us, when we are not having someone who will tell the right or wrong to us, okay, what is the possibility of negative things that we do? The more and more negative things we do, we may not experience them right now. Probably right now when we are doing the negative things, we think that that's how the life is, that's how the world is. But keep going after 10, 20 years, okay? Like, it's like I can tell you something like that. So what we do in this 40 years of life, that will come in returns after 40 years. So you have to experience the consequence of things, okay, what we do right now. So when man is just doing things, he thinks that it's a celebration. But after 40 years, okay, he has to bear the consequences of what he has done in life. When consequences comes in picture, there the real challenge for a human being comes in. And to bear that consequence, it's not so easy. So we must be in discipline. You just think one thing, Pyari, okay? Can you show me any great person on this earth, okay, who is not in discipline? You take anyone for that reason. You take Kalam, you take Mother Teresa, you take any successful person, okay? Whomever you label, you just tell me, okay, I can say that they were in discipline. And they were in discipline just because of this. I hope you understand that. So we need a family. We need relations. Because we can set our life into discipline. When we don't have a family, like I think, why do you think Mahatma Gandhi wanted to follow ahimsa? Why do you think Ashoka gave up wars? He gave up wars because many soldiers used to get killed. When many soldiers used to get killed, their families become barren. Their wives will become widows. And their children will become orphans. When children don't have parents to take care of, they become criminals. All the negative people that are created in the society are created in the society because there is no one to dictate on them and say that this is right and this must be done. So you must be experiencing, okay, most of the negative things that happen in life happen because there is no one to command them in life. There is no one to dictate them in life. So your mind must become your slave. And it must take instructions from you. If it has to take instructions from you, you have to take instructions from somebody. That can be, it can be anyone, okay? It can be your parents, it can be your relations, it can be your teacher, it can be your guide. Just depend on someone. See, for me, right now, who are my guides is all the people who are matured enough like Gandhi, Abdul Kalam, okay, Mother Teresa and all. Whatever the principles they wrote in books, okay, they are my guiding principles. I follow them. I feel as if they are dictating me and saying that this is how it must be. Okay, when Gandhi says, you need to be the change that you want to see in this universe, it's like a dictation for me. He is commanding that you must be the change, okay, that you want to see in this universe. And I try to follow it. When Mother Teresa says that, okay, doing hands or serving hands are much better than talking lips. So I want to become a performer. I don't want to become a communicator. So whatever these people say, I want to follow it. I feel as if they are dictating me. And that's how I'm putting my mind in discipline. As my mind is in discipline, okay, it is listening to what I'm saying. As it is listening to what I'm saying, I'm doing the right things. When I'm doing the right, not 100%, at least to a better extent. So as I'm doing the right things, I'm in happiness, peace and prosperity. So you may not be following these things. So your mind is working against you. As your mind is working against you, automatically you are having a lot of disturbances within you. You're having a lot of challenges, a lot of troubles. But if your mind becomes your slave, start listening to what you're doing, then I don't think that you will have the experience of all this. So just be with a family. Okay, you must be with a family, you must be with relations, you must be with everyone around. So there are permanent relations and temporary relations. So in temporary relations, we can break up any relation. Every time we get a disturbance with the other person, we say, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you. But that is the reason why God created permanent relations. We can't say break up there. So we need to learn the art of modifying ourselves. We need to know the reason why we are having troubles. And one thing I can say here is this. You can never solve any problem on this earth until and unless you accept that the mistake is yours. When you have a finger to point at someone and say that because of them I'm suffering and there is no problem from my side, the problem is with them, because of them I'm suffering in my life, I think you can never solve any problem in your life. Lead your life for all 100 years, but no solution comes in. But accept that every time you experience pain in life, you've got some problem. You are the reason for it. So when you correct yourself, I think everything is corrected. And that's how I followed. And that's how I'm experiencing happiness, peace and freedom. And that's not there in most of the people today because They don't have anyone to dictate them, and they don't follow anyone. So I was told by my master once, if you have an ability to lead your life by yourself, lead it, or just hang on to someone and follow their instructions. And I did the same. I was not capable enough to lead my life myself, so I was being dictated. I was just following what others said. But out of that, the biggest blessing what I've got is my mind listens to me today. So because of that, I do the right things. That's it. So thank you so much, Pyari, for your question. Seshi, how to change negative mindset to a positive mindset? It's simple, man, okay? How did you get negative mindset? Because you started exposing yourself to negative things. You started watching, listening, speaking negative things. So you've got a negative mindset. So now expose your mind with positive things. You develop positive mindset. Read inspiring stories. Go through success stories. Read positive information. Listen to positive information. Watch something positive. Just observe. All your sense organs are gateways for your mind. Whatever that is reaching your mind, okay, will be stored in the form of thoughts. And that thoughts drive your thinking. And that drive your feelings and emotions, the resultant of it. So, you might not have watched the right things, you must not have listened to right things, you must not have spoken or read the right things. So change this information. Probably if you're watching this session, if you're watching this for almost an hour, right now your mind must be thinking something good. Because you are listening to a positive information. So when I was in a big challenge wherein I had only one alternate, it was like a dead end for me, wherein I have to change my life or I have to give up on my life. So I had to change my life at that time. There is no alternate. I can't give up on my life because I had a family, I loved my kids so much. So at that particular time, I had to change my life. The only way I had was feeding my mind with knowledge. I used to work for 8 hours in the classrooms, and other 8 hours I used to keep on listening to some information or the other. I never kept my ears or I never kept my eyes, okay, empty without listening to some positive information. When I started feeding my mind like that for almost 6 months, okay, then my attitude changed, my mindset changed, because I had more positive information. Today, negative information does not reach me. And even if someone is trying to pass some negative information to me, my mind doesn't take it because it's more filled with positive content. If the soil is not cultivated, there will be a lot of weeds that will be growing in that. But if it is cultivated, there will be a few weed plants that comes in that can be easily plucked out. The same thing is with you. So change the input, output automatically changes. Thank you so much for that. Good evening, Raidu. It has been a long time since I've gone through your question and answered your question. So మనలో ఆలోచనలు ఎలా కలుగుతాయి? ఆలోచనలతో డిటాచ్మెంట్ ఎలా అలవర్చుకోవాలి? See, it's like, I'll tell you, I've planted a mango seed, I've grown it. Now mango fruits keep coming out of that. So I cannot stop asking the plant that no more mango fruits. No. If at all, if I don't want mango fruits from that, I have to kill the tree, okay, take out the roots of it and destroy the plant totally. I hope you are understanding. So just like that, what we are doing is, we have already fed our mind with some information. Suppose let us say, if you get wet in the rain, you will get fever. So probably our parents have told this information to us. So that is like a mango seed. It has grown into a plant. Now every time it is raining outside, if you get into the rain, okay, the thought keeps on coming in your mind saying that you will get fever, you will get fever, you will get fever, and you believe that you will get fever and you will get fever. That's common sense. So these kind of beliefs, these kind of thoughts have already been implanted in our mind that are executing it right now. So probably someone said that you are of minimum capability. You can't do everything what you want to do. You can't do anything that you want to do. So you received it. You believed it. And that grew. Now your mind is thinking in the same pattern. Now what you have to do, you have to uproot the thought and take it off. So like this, every time your mind is thinking something, it is thinking because of the input what you have given in the past. If there is no input, there is no thought process at all. For example, think about euthanasia. You can't think about euthanasia because you don't know what is euthanasia. So when you don't know what is euthanasia, there is no chance wherein you can think about euthanasia. But if I say this as think about capital punishment, right now even you may not be thinking. Euthanasia is nothing but capital punishment because you are not clear about what is capital punishment. Let me simplify it. Capital punishment is hanging a person to death. Now your mind thinks about it. Already you have got that thread. So you have seen people hanging out, some setup, someone pulling it, everything, your mind is started thinking about it. But when I said euthanasia, your mind was not thinking about it. So your mind thinks with the information that is there in your mind. But somehow in our past, right from our childhood, we exposed to a lot of negative information with all our friends, with all our neighbors, relations. Most of the people keep instructing negative content in our minds, making us a very normal human being or an incapable human being. So we seek a lot of negative thoughts within us. And because of that, our mind keeps on thinking about the same thing. Every time you face a situation, let us say that you have a challenge to face, then your mind start thinking about all negative things. So recently I had some challenge with my father's health. I had to be with him for almost 10 to 12 days. We were in hospital for almost 10 plus days. In all this 10 days, I did not have one simple disturbance within my mind. I could put myself in a positive zone because I realized that, okay, whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen. I can't stop it. But if it is good, I have to accept it and move on. If it is bad, I have to accept and move on. So I'm not worried about the consequence that is going to come out of it. So how can I be in balance so that I can build some confidence in my father, in my relations around? That's all. So though it was a very complicated problem, I never revealed to anyone that it was a complicated problem. And nobody, had a discussion of that also because everyone was under one comfortable thought process that Venu can handle it. That's all. I never opened up with a kind of disturbance within me that I am in an issue and I am not in a position to handle it. So it's just because how you think, that's it. So what you feed in your mind, that is going to think now. So you have fed your mind with all negative information, accidentally or intentionally, by seeing, by listening, by watching, So we have got all that. See, we don't have, if you just observe a child, he doesn't have any kind of challenges because his mind is not fed with all negative information. It's empty. But as you grow in life, your mind is fed with a lot of negative information. And because of that negative information, your mind starts thinking all negative thought process right now. So in order to change this, what you have to do is you have to observe your thoughts. So you're not able to observe your thoughts, at least observe your emotions. Every time you're getting pain, every time you're getting a disturbance, irritation, frustration, disappointment, worry, anger, whatever it is, every time you are getting a negative emotion, you need to realize that there is a negative thought in that, regarding that situation. That must be changed positive. So if you're not able to observe your emotions and realize your thoughts, then the best way is keep your mind fed with some positive information. As I was just telling to Seshi, the same thing, Watch good things, listen to good things, speak good things, keep reading good things. Automatically, the negative thoughts get ruled over. Your mind is fed with positive information. So it's like there is a drainage and we started cleaning the drainage. We started pouring fresh water into it. So first the fresh water also looks dark, it becomes black and it will be spoiled, but we keep pouring fresh water so that slowly the bad part goes out. We pour, okay? Keep on pouring, okay? At one particular point, all the wastewater goes out and the fresh water stays in. And now we have a good thing. So let's presume there is a pit, okay, with all dirty water. We start pouring milk into it. So now what happens when we start pouring milk into it? The dirt goes out slowly. It will be overflowing, okay? We keep pouring, okay? So slowly it gets diluted, all the negative part goes out and pure milk will stay in. So your mind has to get into a stage wherein it is filled with a lot of positive information. So it doesn't think any negative thought. It will think some positive thoughts. Okay? Good evening, Mamata. So happy to see your question. How the teacher was maintain a class without hurt them? It's like, how can a teacher maintain the class without hurting them? It's simple, Mamata, okay? It's a very simple question. See, we should never look into negative qualities in people. So what is the duty of a teacher? So the prime duty of a teacher is to deliver his lecture. So to deliver the lecture or to deliver the content what he has to deliver or she has to deliver, the prime thing is this. He has to be in balance or she has to be in balance. Let us consider I am a teacher. I must be in balance. If I am in balance, I do my job. That's it. Anyone on this earth, in order to perform the thing what they want to perform, they must be in balance. But how will they get that balance disturbed? They get that balance disturbed by looking into the negative things in people. If a teacher looks into some negative quality in a student, that this fellow should not sit like this fellow should not behave like this fellow should not talk like this fellow should not appear like this. If a teacher looks into some negative thing in a student, okay, automatically the teacher starts hating him. So when you hate, you get irritation, you get anger, you get frustration, you emote, you shout, you disturb. And in that situation, when the emotion grows big, you beat even. Because you're not in balance. So never look into any negative quality in student. See, you need to understand one simple thing, that you need to perform your duty, that's all. So when you need to perform your duty, you need to have a positive outcome in child. And you need to keep going, okay? Definitely children will be of some kind wherein they create some disturbances. They may talk negative, they may behave negatively. But we need to understand that their maturity is that. Nobody does something because, see, I might have done a lot of negative things in my life. And if you ask me to do all that negative things right now, I don't do it because I was not matured enough to do that at that time. So, when children are not matured, okay, it's like I'll tell you, a teacher will be of 40-50 years of age. So with 40-50 years of age, they've got a lot of experience on this world. They know what is right and what is wrong. They know what happens if they do the wrong thing. They know the consequences of it. They've got that experience completely. As they've got that experience completely, okay, they've got some maturity. The child is not without that maturity. You need to understand this. See, for example, let us presume that a man happened to swim in a swimming pool or a river or well for thousands of times. He is very much matured. Okay. Now, if a child of 12 years of age or 10 years of age comes to a well, okay, this fellow says that jump into water and swim, you will get it. Because this fellow is so much matured, so he thinks it's a very easy job. He has swam in that river or water for thousands of times. But for a child who is not having maturity, that's a very confusing thing. He doesn't jump into water, he runs away from that place, okay, he says that I'll not get into water, he shouts, he drinks water, he makes a lot of noise, okay. But this may be irritating for this person because he has got that maturity of swimming. But this fellow does not have that maturity. So the teacher has to guide it with patience. So child is behaving like that just because they're not matured. We need to understand that. So all the conflict that people get because of teachers and parents is this. Parents for their age, they gain some maturity and they want the children to behave with that maturity at such a small age, which is impossible. It's not possible. That you need to understand. So when we are not looking to any negative qualities in a child, automatically we never get disturbed with a child. When we never get disturbed with a child, okay, we never hurt them, I suppose. So don't look into negative qualities. You need to understand. So you need to perform that duty. That is teaching. So in order to perform that duty and to maintain your thought process in balance, to maintain your thought process in balance, okay, you should not look into any negative quality of others. That's it. So you need to understand that they are behaving from their immaturity, and once they gain maturity, they'll never do that. Okay, that's it. So Sai, how to develop love on studies? See, most of the times, we don't have love on studies because we pick up some careers which have great demand. We don't pick up some careers that we love. See, for example, my father asked me to do textile business. I definitely know that I can make a lot of money in textile business. But I don't love that. Like, I used to feel very sad when I used to go for business. I used to go to different places and sell some saris and all. At that time, I was not happy. I used to sit in the bus and I used to think, okay, what is happening to my life? Why am I doing this? So I was not happy for 3-4 years, okay, doing that. Afterwards, I started understanding that I love teaching. And once I got into teaching, there was not even a day in my life wherein I regretted. See, right now, after almost a month, I'm doing this question answer session. First, there was no question, okay, for me to answer. So Tulsi took the initiative. She's sitting here. She took the initiative asking a question. So I stretched answering that question for almost half an hour. Then slowly we started getting questions. So, but I did not get irritated. I did not get disturbed, okay, that nobody is asking questions, okay, what's happening, okay. Because this is the area what I love. So even if nobody asks a question, I can comfortably speak something which can add value to people and move on. So I hope you are understanding this. So first thing is identify whether you love the work what you are doing or not. So once you love the work what you are doing, automatically it takes some time for you to update the fundamental information about it. So because most of the times we don't have clarity about the fundamental information. It's like when I was working on life skills, okay, I was not knowing what is compassion, what is kindness, what is discipline, what is character, what is behavior, what is courage, what is confidence and all. I know these terms right from my first class or second class. I heard about these terms, but I don't know exactly what is discipline. I don't know exactly what is character. So I had to work on all this. I had to read information. I had to understand. I had to observe, okay. I had to get clarity on everything. Once I've got clarity on all these things, okay, so then updating my knowledge in that particular area was an easy task for me. I could celebrate doing that. So first check, okay, is the area what you have picked up in life is what you love? Because most of the people pick up areas which are in demand in the market. So as everyone said that, okay, that's a wonderful thing, you need to go with this. Because you can make a lot of money out of that. You can earn a lot of things. So a lot of people want to become a software engineer because it's a lucrative job, okay, which can really make us mint money. So many people get into that and they don't enjoy working in that profile. So we need to know whether we are picking up the option, okay, that we love or not. So then it'll take some effort, okay, to understand the fundamentals. So until and unless we understand the fundamentals of it, we'll not get that flexibility. But once we understand the fundamentals of it, then it's easy. And most of the people don't try to understand the fundamentals. They try to create some magic in that, okay, by putting some effort. And that doesn't happen. You need to understand the core logics. So like, for example, I want to teach English. So I need to understand what is the problem with the people. So why they are not able to speak English? Why speaking English is difficult? So slowly I started understanding that their mind is working against them. So we need to handle them with a difference. So slowly, when I got the basics on that, then it became easy for me to handle it. So this is also the same thing for you, Sai. Okay, I think you can handle it from now. So good evening, Badri. Happy to see your question. How to build my career? Please, small suggestion. Career is like, see, let me tell you one thing, okay? You must be knowing me. So once the thought of Venu comes into your mind, what is the first thing you remember? Probably you may be remembering that spoken English. Okay? So just like that, people don't remember you by your name. People don't remember you by your richness. People don't remember you by your personality. People don't remember you by the number of girlfriends or boyfriends you have. Or people does not remember you. People do not remember you by the number of cars you have, by the number of houses you have, by the number of land properties you have, acres of land you have, not the number of gold coins you have, the bank balance what you have. People only remember you by the work what you do. So you remember everyone on this earth, okay? You recollect any person, okay? And just understand this. So first thing that comes into your mind is what they do. That's it. People remember you by the work what you do. People do not remember you by your personality. People do not remember you by your richness. People don't even care for what richness you have, how many properties you have. See, Badri, you just think, okay, there may be a lot of people with a lot of houses and a lot of properties, okay. Do you want to know about the houses and properties of all of them? No. So nobody wants to know how much money Rajamouli has. But Rajamouli is recognized by the ability to direct what he does. So people remembers you by what you do. And that is your career, that's all. So, how do you want people to remember you? See, I wanted people to remember me as a communication skill training specialist. So, who helped many people to speak English comfortably and overcome their problem of communication. And I want to overcome the worry that people experience in life and want everyone to be happy. I want this world to be a happy place to live in. So, every time there is a person with some problem, I try to address it. Okay, and tell them exactly what the problem is. That's it. So I want people to remember me like that. And I'm working on that from morning to night. So your career is that. So what do you do? Okay, that's how you are remembered. Mother Teresa is not remembered by her personality, by her religion, by caste, from where she comes, all these things, okay? But she is remembered by the service what she has done. Abdul Kalam is remembered by the science and technology what he has developed. Mahatma Gandhi is remembered by speaking truth and practicing non-violence. So the world remembers you through the work what you do, and that's your career. So when you decide yourself that this is how I want to be remembered on this earth, keep working on it from morning to night. Give all your time for enhancing that. When you give all your time for enhancing that, slowly you will be doing much work in that and you will be remembered. That's how you create a career in that. So Mahesh Babu created a career by acting. So everyone like that, okay. You can experience anyone. Every time you remember personality, immediately you remember what they do. You remember your father, you remember what he does with you. It can be even sharing love and affection to you. Mother, most of the people, every time they remember a mother, they think about cooking. Okay, and that is because what she does. If you think about a cricketer like Virat Kohli, everyone remembers batting. So people are remembered by the work what they do, and that becomes your career. And to build that career, there is no shortcut. You have to give all your time and start working on it. That's it. When you give your time on that and start working on it, you make an outcome. Okay, definitely, there is no problem with that. Good evening, Guru Sai. What are the major inputs to achieve our goals? First, decide a goal, okay? What is that you want to achieve? Then be determined towards it. See, the only problem that comes in is this. When you're moving towards your goals, there'll be many things what you don't know. So like let's say, a student joins this institute and I guide him about communication skills. So he doesn't know what articles are, he doesn't know how pronouns are used, he doesn't know about tenses, he doesn't know about passive voice or active voice, he doesn't know about speech, he doesn't know about sense verbs, okay, he doesn't know about negative structures, how they are created. So this all looks difficult for him to handle. So what he has to do, he has to work on knowing everything. So once he knows everything, okay, then he doesn't have problem with the subject. Okay, that becomes very comfortable for him. So if a student who sits in the classroom for the first time may be encountering some kind of difficulties, but the same person if is sitting for the second time, okay, he doesn't have any problem with the subject. He thinks about updating things, okay, modifying, creating some good outcome of that, and it becomes easy for you. The same thing is with you too. That's it. So once you fix up a goal, you need to be determined. So there are many things what you don't know in the initial stretch. Every time you don't know something, you will be struck. You will be facing some problems. You will be encountering some challenges. So at that time, you need to have a patience. Every time you are struck, every time there is a challenge, you need to question yourself, what is that I don't know here? And you need to know it. So probably I don't teach you anything that say that, okay, this is what is there in the subject. It's about articles. So when I don't explain anything about articles, if you have to get clarity about that articles, if you have to use that articles, you need to gain complete knowledge about that articles. So once you gain complete knowledge about that articles, an article is not a problem. So for a child who goes to school in the beginning, okay, definitely writing ABC is a very tough task for him. But not for you today. Because you started doing it. Does it mean that you did not have any kind of obstacles when you were writing ABC? So you're walking comfortably today, but does it mean that, okay, you did not have any kind of challenges when you started walking initially? Beyond the challenges, you continued walking. The people around you made you to walk. The same thing is this. So once you set a goal, be determined. Don't give up. Never give up. So there may be challenges that is coming up. And the challenges come because there is something that you don't know. So you try to know it. And the challenge becomes over. Then go for the next challenge. Go for the next challenge. Go for the next challenge. So once you complete all the challenges, then automatically you will finish your goal. So if you have to climb Tirumala mountain, so you have to go for 3,750 steps. So climbing every step is a tough task. But we need to. It's not easy. So like just because it is difficult for me, will I get Tirumala without climbing 3,750 steps? No, I have to climb every step. And every step climbing is a tough thing. I need to have patience. Is there anyone who has climbed only 3,600 steps and reached Tirumala? 3,749 steps and reached Tirumala? No. You have to complete that 3,750 steps to reach Tirumala. The same thing is this. When you fix up a goal and keep working on it, there may be many things what you don't know. All that becomes challenge for you, obstacles for you. Keep working on that obstacles. Keep working on that challenges. So once you overcome all the challenges, then automatically you reach your goal. You reach your destination. That may take a lot of time, but keep going. Then you don't need to look back. See, I can tell you a better example in this. Thomas Alva Edison wanted to find the filament, okay, that can fit into a bulb. So he started working on it for 17 years. He failed for more than 10,000 times. And that took him 17 years and failing for 10,000 times in order to create the tungsten filament. But this 10,000 failures helped Thomas Alva Edison so much to understand the properties of metals and various other information that he could invent more than 500 inventions in his lifetime. in the remaining 20-25 years of age. So if he has not failed for 10,000 times, if he has not taken 17 long years to face all the obstacles, what he had to undergo, he might not have developed knowledge. He might not have updated everything. So that must not have given a possibility for Thomas Alva Edison to create 499 inventions in future. The same thing is with you. Most of the people create a goal, they're not determined. Once they encounter a problem, they give up. Don't give up when you get a problem. So find a solution for that. Gain knowledge. What's exactly stopping you? Overcome that. Keep going, keep going, keep going, okay? A particular point comes up wherein you gain all the knowledge about it, then handling everything is easy. And that's what is happening with every successful person on this earth. That's it. See, Ambani could not create success in one year or 2 years. So it took more than 30-40 years. Every successful person took 30-40 years to learn everything what they had to learn. And once they learned in 20-30 years what they had to learn, then nothing stopped them for creating something big in life. They raced ahead. They created their dreams. You're also the same, Badri. Thanks a lot for your question. Shiva, good evening, men, okay? How to develop self-confidence? Take risks, men, okay? Don't give up. See, like, you check yourself, okay? What is the biggest risk you have taken in your life? You want to do many things. You want to sing, you want to dance, you want to stand before people and speak, you want to relate with everyone. You want to achieve something big in your education. You want to get a big job, okay? You want to work in a big organization. You want to construct a big house, okay? You have a lot of dreams or desires in your mind. But are you fighting to achieve that? You may be giving up most of the things because you feel it is risky to achieve all that. Okay, when you give up on your fight, okay, when you give up on your dreams, your goals, your achievements, how can you build your self-confidence? See, I can tell you one truth, okay? If a thought comes into your mind, it comes into your mind because you are capable of creating it. Suppose if a thought comes into my mind that I can make 1 crore rupees every month or every year, let us presume, okay? It comes to me because it's capable for me to do it. If it is not a possibility for me, the thought never comes into my mind. But how it gets unfolded, okay, even we don't know how. How is not our question. So we have to keep working on it and moving on, and how gets unfolded someday or the other. So a thought struck in your mind just because it is possible for you to do it. So if you realize that it is possible for you to do it and start fighting, not giving up, then self-confidence comes in. There is no problem with that. See, when I wanted to create some big programs which were a bit challenging, which needed a lot of risks to handle, I never gave up on that. Whatever the task that was given to me, I never gave up on any task. I fought till the end. Okay. So that is the reason why I could build some confidence on myself. So now my mind says that, Venu, you can do it. So self-confidence is all about when a task is kept before you, your mind should say that you can. Your mind should not say, can you? That's all. Cheyagalava అని అనకూడదు మైండ్, ఓకే? మైండ్ ఏమనాలి, నువ్వు చేయగలవని చెప్పాలి. So when your mind will say you can, when you have not given up in the past, so you must have given up a lot of dreams, a lot of aspirations, a lot of things because you think that you're not capable of doing it. So don't do it from now. So write down all your fears. Start achieving one by one. Okay, if you love to dance, start dancing. It may take time for you to dance before people, but it's okay. Go for it. So if you love to make money, start making money. So if you love to build relations, start building relations. I love to enhance, okay, public speaking skills, okay? But I could get this. I wanted to teach the subject to any student who sits in front of me, and I could do that. So everything is possible. You can do it, Shiva. But only thing is, never give up on your goals, on your dreams, on your aspirations. You fight, okay? See, in order to build my self-confidence, the first choice I took was, I wanted to place my keychain in one particular place. That's all. And I did it for almost 6 months to 1 year. Even today, if I drop my keychain somewhere, so it may be night or midnight or something, okay, which we think that, okay, we can do it later. No, I don't do that, okay. Immediately I'll take the key and put it in the right place, whatever may be the time it is. I never want that keychain to be placed in any other place. So when we stick to our goals, what we decide, then automatically self-confidence builds in. There's no issue about it. So take risks, take calculated risks, don't give up, you will. Nayab, good evening, men. Tell me about fear and doubt. Fear is an opposite of faith, men. Faith and fear are the same. So faith is something that good will happen. Fear is something that bad will happen. That's all. And doubt is an initiator for that. See, you have faith that the sun is going to rise tomorrow. You have faith that the sun is going to set tomorrow. You have faith that there will be a day tomorrow. You have faith that there will be night tonight. You have faith that you get up in the morning. Faith is not having even a single doubt. Even 1% doubt you don't have in your mind, then that is faith. So faith is a positive thing that you have within yourself. So on everything, if you have faith, then your life is wonderful. The problem is, you have certain things which you believe that it will not happen in that way. So fear is the opposite of faith. You fear that something negative is going to happen in your life, and that happens. So, but if you can convert that into faith and believe strongly that it is not going to happen in your life, it doesn't happen. See, I have faith that everything goes good in my institute. I have faith that I can do this question answer session wonderfully. I have faith that, okay, I can take care of my family completely. I have faith that I can take care of all my people who associate with me, who believe in me. I have faith that I can build wonderful relations with people. I have faith that I can develop myself greatly. So as I have faith, I keep building all this. But initially I had fear about all this. So fear is the opposite of faith. So fear makes you think negatively and experience negative things in life. So your mind should not think anything negative. So you have to build that faith. So how will you build that faith? So you need to go through the success stories of a lot of people. When you go through the success stories of a lot of people, you too will build faith that when it is possible for them, why it is not possible for me? So it's like universal principle is this. If it is possible for one person to do something big in life, okay, it is possible for anyone to do it. See, Musa Alami converted a desert into a garden, into a greenery. That was the first time it was done. And it was pretty surprising for people. So people thought that it's never possible. Now, people are completely working on converting every desert into a green arena wherein they want to grow forest in the entire desert. So soon, in another 20-30 years, you will not find any desert. Every desert will be a forest. You'll experience it. So what is possible for one is possible for everyone. Okay? So it's possible for you too. So you can definitely do that. Just keep going with it, that's it. Zahara Banu, good evening. Thanks a lot for your question. I'm very happy that, okay, a lot of new people are coming up with different questions. It's great. How to control sensitive heart or mind? There's nothing like sensitive or hard hearts and hard minds, okay? So it's like we feel that we are sensitive because we grow in comfort, we don't take any risks. So when we are not ready to take any risks, see, for example, I'll tell you, a weightlifter so works on building his muscle every day in order to lift weights. Probably a fellow has never worked on building muscle to lift some weight, okay? If he's asked to lift 200 kilograms of weight, it is not possible for him to do it. Because he has not worked on building his muscle to such a strength wherein he can lift that weight. So in a similar manner, when you don't face challenges, when you avoid challenges, when you keep away from challenges, you feel you are sensitive. But you cannot be sensitive in life because there will be certain unavoidable challenges. See, today, whatever my children struggle with, I can take care of them. So they may be desirous of getting some good clothes, okay, eatables, toys, a comfortable platform, travel, places, all these things I can do. I can make them comfortably get all that, okay, because of my effort. But can I drive education skills in them? Can I give them an ability to speak wonderfully? Can I give them an ability to dance, sing, or do any great work wonderfully? It's never possible. They have to work and achieve it. So there are certain things what you have to fight and gain in your life. So fight for that. So there's nothing like a sensitive heart. So you feel sensitive because you did not take up challenges in life. So of course you may be blessed with everything around you. So when you're blessed with everything around you and you don't have any challenges, now you have to set some goals which will create challenges for you. And that's needed. So you cannot expect life to give you challenges always. If life is not giving you challenges, so it's saying that you have to create your own challenges. Because when you create challenges, then you become confident. See, I'll just tell you, I'll ask you this question, Banu, if you can answer this. How much money if you have, can you lead a confident life or a courageous life? I don't think that even if it is hundreds of crores, okay, you will be confident or courageous. So you can be confident or courageous only when you have ability to earn money. When you have ability to earn money, okay, what makes me to stand here to answer your questions courageously? The ability to answer. If I replace myself and ask someone who is sitting in front of me, for example, Sai is sitting in front of me, if I just ask Sai to answer the questions and leave, okay, can he do it? He cannot do it. So why he cannot do it is just because he is not having that ability. He did not build that capability. So what makes you a confident woman, what makes you a courageous woman is the ability to do something. And ability to do something doesn't come without effort. You have to fight. So don't think that you are sensitive. Start taking challenges. Start facing problems. Set big goals. Set big aims and aspirations. And fight. Then you will realize that you are a strong mind and strong heart. Not a sensitive mind and sensitive heart. Don't live in comfort because life does not give an excuse for anyone, okay? Everyone has to learn the lessons they have to learn. The principle what I tell to everyone. Prati okkaru మార్చుకోవాల్సినటివన్నీ మార్చుకోవాల్సిందే, నేర్చుకోవాల్సినటివన్నీ నేర్చుకోవాల్సిందే. They have to change everything they have to change and they have to learn everything they have to learn. So if you don't learn everything that you have to learn, if you don't change everything that you have to change, you cannot see comfort in your life. So be challenge ready. Don't be sensitive, okay? Because that's not what you are here for. Because when you're strong in your mind and heart, okay, then do something which benefits the humanity around you. So what is life if it does not become useful for the people around us? Think once. Yeah. Venkatadri sir, good evening. Good evening, sir. Very nice program and your answers. Oh, it's a word of appreciation. Thank you so much, sir. It's with all the love and affection of all of you, I'm able to do this. I think if it is just driving some comfort or convenience in the life of people, I'll be blessed. It's all the work of God, and He is making me do that. Thank you so much for your words, sir, okay? This treasures me a lot, puts me on my vision and mission to make this world a happier place to live in. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Your participation definitely means a lot to me. Okay, take care. It's not possible for me to answer completely in this session. If you still have some challenges, don't hesitate to contact us in person or through phone, okay, and get more clarity about it. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much.